Hello, everybody. Welcome to my session. My name is Tore Bleken from Norway. Quick presentation of myself. I run the website VFP Help, as you can see here. Most of you people may know it because I have put out the VFP9 help there, so you can put it online. Originally, I'm an engineer in electronic, but I have been programming for the last 40 years. Actually, I started in much before that also, because my upbringing, my first contact with the computer was in 1959, so I have some experience. Started with DBase 2 and CPM, as you can all read here. DBase 3, 4 on PC, Foxbase, FoxPro. Used every single version from when they were released. Most of the programming was for my own company, but after 10 years or so, we merged our company with another company run by my sons, and I was laid off. My son wanted to take control himself. I will not repeat all this, you can read it. One of the things you may know before is that I'm a member of the Thor team. Actually, my name is their source for Thor, so I'm pretty proud of that. Thor is also a Nordic god. So my name is from the Nordic god, but I used to switch it around. This is my second presentation at the Fox conference, so I hope to go well. Agenda, tips, traps in no particular order. A little bit back and forth. Okay, that's it. A little more for PowerPoint. You all prefer FoxPro, I guess. I will just switch over. One other thing I wanted to talk about first is, I guess this is a little bit like your desktop. You want to see mine? That's my desktop. No icons, absolutely no icons. I hate icons, but it's just my way. I use other programs to start. For instance, I use a program called, I don't know what they call it again, Slick Run to start my program. So, but that's my way. Also, I use, as you can see here, I use virtual desktop quite a lot. So I have one virtual desktop where I have my, my browser, email, and another virtual desktop where I have my FoxPro. That brings away a lot of disturbing elements. One thing I really find important to be a programmer, that is to be able to remember hotkeys. I am very good at it, but still I forget. So I have a list of the one I don't use that much, but that's very efficient. So like virtual desktop, very efficient. You have all the possibilities there. Another thing I wanted to tell you about is Windows. The environment you have Visual FoxPro is important. So I have specific configuration in the config FBW for where I have set everything. I had 4 different versions of that file in separate directories, and those separate directories again I can show you easily. Here's my, I have it's a Fox job. That means a job is, of course, like your job also. And here again, I have 4 different setups, 5 actually, and also one for Windows 8, which I don't use very much. But in those folders, I have separate config files, where I route the temp files, this is to set the start program, and also One tip I have found very nice is I have set odometer to 100. If I go to the other, I will have odometer to 200. The thing is, when you start FoxPro, that parameter is red immediately. So the first thing I do with my startup is to read this parameter, set it back to 100, which is my preferred value, and then I use this to set the caption on up here. So this is job number 3, a default directory is in this directory. Very flexible, you know exactly where you are. And if I need another version, I just use my hotkey and I have a completely different setup with another folder, root folder. I just have to be sure. I'm pretty sure I will not go through all tips I have written in my white paper. And by the way, I will also add to it. I will update it. I have already found a few things, you know how it is. As I said, I use Thor a lot. And one tip I have, on my computer, I don't call it Thor. I call it Thor X in typical Visual Fox Pro style. The thing is then, when I have this lesser than backslash before the X, that turns X into my, I activated the Thor menu immediately. Just a tip. Takes 2 seconds to do it and it saves a lot of time. One of my first tips is that, I have to, just a second, brain stopping me here. I have a list of all the things I wanted to go through. If you want to add to your path, it's very difficult, easy to go into the trap that you just set path to some folder additive without having the exclamation mark before, not exclamation mark, but what do you call them again? Hyphens before the and after the folder you want to add. If you don't do that, you will actually only have the new folder as the path. You will not keep the old setting for this. I will yes, okay. I will just open a form here. I have one form with a fantastic name of caller. Very advanced. The thing is, I don't know if you knew this, but when you have one form calling the other, you want some link between those. And so I have seen all kind of smart things to do, but what people don't realize is that in the load of your form, the calling form is this underscore screen active form is still the old.
Can you make the font bigger?
What?
Can you make the font bigger?
I did that, so I don't know why it did not I actually set it to be just a second, I will check here. I'm pretty sure I set it yesterday, but went back again. Yeah. Well, but now it's fine. I can also put it to bold. Bold. Okay. The thing is, as I said, in the load event, the underscore screen active form is still the calling form. It's not a new form. So you can just actually set that. In my form, I have this as a property, oCaller, on each form. oCaller is underscore screen active form. I will just show you this in here. I call for number 2. If I press this one, I can show that this is the call. You see it here. The caption is changed. I can do it again just to show you. Show caller. Just read the caption of the calling form, and it's caller. And you can also see the caption of this button here. So it's no, it's true. You can also, I don't know if you know the program, one of the last program Matt Slay was working on before he accidentally died a few years ago, was his object browser, which I really recommend. It's really cool. Unfortunately, I cannot up the font here, but you can see here oCaller. And then oCaller, of course, you have a completely... I can also go here. I will not spend much time on this, but I said this, using this underscore screen active form in the load event, that's really the nicest way to do it, and to get a link to the calling form. And I have that in my base form class, so automatically that property is set. I will also show you just a small thing I added here. Of course, sometimes you want to have just a second. You want to bind this here. This should be for this. I would like to have bind event. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to sorry, I have to set a property. It's which I forgot. Sorry, I think it's, well, I will find out. Hotkey. Control F7. Control F7. Now I have OX is linked to this caller form. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to have an easier way to write your bind event? I mean, OX, TXT, value don't want, interactive change. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to do it this way, instead of having to put separate this, add well, there's a way. F5. That's a dynamic snippet which comes with Thor if you have installed it. I have put that into dynamic snippet on my computer is F5. So it's very easy to, like I said, to have this bind event written. And I will do the same for 2. Now it will work as I said, as you want. Cool. Okay. One thing I want to show you is if you have this form, if you run the form and you want to check something, let's say you want to say, what is the caption? I'm just picking here for just to have something. Where did this go? it actually goes here, but you cannot even see it. Now you can see it. Have you gone into that? And what the heck? What the heck is going on? And you know the cue for this? Activate screen. That's all. Now it goes where it should go. Which brings me to another tip. I guess you know this. I'll just put it again. You know how to see the screen? Sorry, I have to. Shift, Control, Alt will hide every window you have on your form. Let's say you have the property sheet and you have all kind of things. So you wonder what is going on the screen? Shift, Control, Alt hides everything so you can see your screen. What's going on there? Another tip I find very handy. You see in my caption here. If I press Shift Control T, you see test mode. What this does is add a property to screen. We call L test. L test. Set it on. The thing then I can just check for this property and have some code in my program. And if it's true, it has some show white windows and all that. And Shift Control T in my case, turn it off, and then you will not have that thing happening. So you can easily add test code in your program and turn it on off by pressing a hotkey. In my case, this is like I said, Shift Control T. That is a Thor tool which comes with the sample for this session. It's an easy program, but it's you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I hope you find some of the things I said interesting. I don't know how many of you use text, but I found it. You do? Yes. Especially to write long sentences or a long select statement and all that. What?
TXTR, hit the space bar. Boom, it gives you everything with a variable. Pretty slick.
Yeah.
And having to type it out.
Yeah. By the way, text. You'll see text. You want some random text? Cool. That is my. I also have a more readable text. Sorry. I think I have to call TXT. Text. Takes a little while because it's going to actually on the internet. I promise you it's working, but not now. Lorem, I think I can even run 100 to have a long sentence. You have a random text for your command. This is part of Pandora, which I demoed last year, and it comes with Thor. It doesn't come with Thor, but it's one of the tools you can install with Thor. I think people don't understand how powerful Pandora is. Now I managed to this. For instance, this is my tool to see all the hotkeys HK hotkey, F8, all my hotkeys. And I press it and it will run. This is not should not run as it is, but that is actually not an error. Another tool I have here is like these stars. I find all the PRGs in my path. I can select, I can search for things, I can search for TXT, text, I mean. And I'm not able to see that here because I have to bump up the resolution. But the thing is, it's actually finding it also in the code itself. It search all the fields you see here, including the memo the PRG themselves. And you can search. I can add more words, and if you just for what how more you type, the less hits you will get. Case now it's only a few, and you find it. Press enter. Should it does open, but not while I'm here. You know, the old watch this syndrome. I mentioned the text merge, text and text. How many people of you have forgotten text merge function? I guess most of people. This is very underrated, underused. Like let's see, text equal text merge. Hello. It's date. I guess I have to put it like this. And I will do it just like this. Run it. It's really cool. By the way, this is also another tool which comes with Pandora. I just put my cursor anywhere in this on this line on the end. Press F8, and it executes it. If it's a more line, it will execute them all. So if I have, let's say I have define hello hi. Shouldn't that be the correct way? Then I press this. Sorry. Not the correct. I think I have to do like this. Should work. Well, what I will show it later. I have sample where this work. Just a second. I will have. Are there any questions so far, by the way? For the thing I have already shown here. After you will get your question. I just have to tell you that I don't have this to listen to music. My hearing is very bad. So if I don't understand what you say, speak up. What's the question? Can you pass on? I don't hear you.
Say again, please. What was the question?
You mentioned current cur here, zero directory to reset the path.
I have 3 directories. Come up here, Lutz.
Yeah. My voice is gone. You use cur here.
Yes?
This will not work because it does not have the drive name in it. Print courier, there is no drive name on it.
I don't remember. I think this actually comes later in my presentation about the curdir. But isn't curdir a function?
Yes, a function.
Yes?
But it only shows the directory, not the drive letter.
But the drive. You must use full path.
Yeah, you know, that's true. You have to have this full path.
Or C5.
You have to have the full path to see the complete path.
Yeah, full path from empty string is enough.
Okay. I cannot. I'm sorry. I really did not hear everything which he said, but I will also, like I said, I will update this and I will fill in. I will show you one. I will just check if I what I have here. Description. Oh, you may wonder what I do here, by the way. This is actually one of the Pandora tools. If within a PRG, I have this description, colon, this exactly this format, my tool will list those PRGs and not the other one. So it's a nice place to get this list of all your PRGs. So what I have done, I added on the description here, you see the number, 1, add folder, but to the past and so on. This is the order I plan to go through the session with. I will go back here and follow this. This is one thing I have seen a lot. I guess you have all seen code like this. You have a sequence of things which have to be done. But if anything stops, anything fails, you have to reverse everything. Typically like a table revert or something, but it could be anything. So you do something. You try the first one. If it's okay, then you continue. If it's not okay, then you exit. It can turn out to what we call the if and if ladder. You see this? You want to find a much easier way to do this? This thing here. That's exactly the same. Exactly the same. The important thing is this not. Doesn't matter. I mean, usually you have a do case. You think that this should be just a short thing, but this case statement can actually be things that takes 10 days. Doesn't matter. It will not continue until this returns true or false. And it's much more readable and it's much easier to write also. I'll just continue going through here. This is one of my, what do you call it, something, it irritates me. If LLOK return true, else return false, why not just return? This, so you can see, LLOK is the result of this function, and then you have to test this. But why not just return either it's true or false? You don't have to test whether true is true or true is false. I did that. How many of you people you have in your functions? You have use p count to count how many parameters you use. I have stopped doing that. I use EVL because if there's a parameter which is not passed, a missing parameter that is false. So you can just have an empty value, EVL, empty value is false, false is empty. So like I say here, variable 1, if it's empty, it's John Doe. The other one, if it's empty, it's true. The third one is empty, it's 0. Much easier than this old way to do it with the P count and all that. How many people have used set table prompt? You didn't know it? The thing is, I was actually one of the people who proved to Microsoft that you have a problem, especially when you are talking about com servers. Because sometimes Foxborough raise an error, and the error is open the find locate table. And you're stuck because the COM DLL doesn't have any interface, doesn't have any visual interface. So your program hangs. And I was able to prove that together some other people also. So at the point they sat down, they didn't fix the error. The error is still there, but they made a way out of it, and that by this set table prompt off. And that is something I had with my startup program, because it doesn't really hurt to have it. And I don't see no reason why you should add it on. It's because it's only to specific errors that you will, this happens. I did that. Did you know that you can select from a cursor into itself, so to say? If you select from, you have a cursor called cur dummy, and you can select something from cur dummy into cursor cur dummy. What you can do is you found the smaller and smaller and smaller result set, especially if those where clauses, you have several where clauses. And the first where clauses filter out some of the record, the next where clause filter out some more, and this is super fast. I will not go through this list, but I created a more or less general function which you can do for this. I use this in the program where I can type this go first into the first word, delimit the number of records, then the second word, and then the third word, and you see the limit. It's super fast. And you don't have this temp cursor 1, temp cursor 2, temp cursor 3, temp cursor 4. It's the same cursor. The only thing I have seen cases where you need to add read write or no filter. So I have done it as a rule to always use read write, because that make it read write, and there's no, only thing is maybe a little bit bigger because, well, it cannot set filter to the old table, which is done by this. I mean, that is what happens usually when you select from a table into a cursor. It says set filter, unless you have no filter or read write.
It also makes your cleanup code much simpler.
What?
It also makes your cleanup code much simpler because you have one cursor to close.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't have to tidy it up. And but I will just repeat what he said, because I don't think people can hear that. It makes it, well, I will just use my word. It makes it easier to tidy it up. You don't have, you have one cursor, that's all. Did that. I guess you have all went into the problem with the debugger, where that should start debugger. Control D it is. Sorry. It's partly outside of my. I have to reduce the size here. But I guess you get to see the problem where you have this local statement and everything, and they move around. So I have made this simple program, which is also comes with session. I will just run it. It does not work properly here because I changed the resolution for my screen. But these values, you can play with them. This is what I use at home for my own setup. I have two 4K monitors, so I have enough space to work with. Here I have to run with 1920 by 720 or what it is. So, but change this code into what you want and run it. And also, I seem to remember that there's also a Thor tool in the sample which you can download. Did you know that if you want to move a file from one folder to another folder on the same drive, you know that you can just rename it? You know that? That's really efficient. You can rename star point star to another folder and take a flash. Avoid macros. I guess you understand what I want to talk about. Macros is overused. Like this case, LC file equal this, use macro LC file. That will actually fail in this case because my folder has a space in it. So use the name expression. The same with the screen. You can do it with or not any object. You can. I can see here you have. See this one. It does work, but you have to add these two points to make it work. It's not that terrible. It's much easier just to have LCVAR evaluate this, and then you can. It actually doesn't. LCVAR will act like an object, and in this case, LC command equal, and you have a. This is actually, you see, it's a 2-line. If you do this with macro expansion, it will only execute the first line. But with ExeScript, it will do both lines. So I try to avoid as much as possible use this macro. You will very rarely find it. I even don't use it for on-off. I just have if old setting equal on, then on. If not, it's off. So, but it doesn't. I mean, that may be me that little bit going too far. This is just a little bit of a warning. Did you know that you can not always trust the file function? Like in this case, this will turn true. I have in my data folder, I have this custom list dbf. But if I have, try this one. You see it returns false. This is, sorry, that is of course also correct. So this one fails. You specify that this table should be in a root folder. And Visual Foxborough said, yes, it is there, but it's not. This can actually cause problems. So instead, I have made a file2 function, which you can run, which is 100% safe. It uses AD where necessary, and it uses file where you can be safe to use it. This is also just a quick one. Many people use all trim string to make for an integer, to have it in to make a lineup or something. But you can just use transform. For integer, it will be exactly the same as all trim string, all string str function. This is actually a fun one. You know, I have sometimes trouble getting people to understand that you have to be careful with using reserved name. And this is a very good example of why you should do that. I have a cursor called _screen, which is legal. That is not advisable. And I have a field called left integer. I have a field called height integer. I have a field called width integer, back color, and even visible. And I will do like this, and I will run it. And I have this cursor. One thing is this values will not match. I have no idea why. You see this? It's 0, and now it's 10. But anyway, if I press 25, it will actually move the everything. Back color 255. This one I made read only, because if I did not make the read only and press F, what happened is it will be invisible, okay? That not even task manager will be able to get you out of it. So you have to restart your computer. So don't do that. I just I don't. I hate this yellow color. Just sure. Yes. How many people? Sometimes you have a table, and you want a very, very quick report. Did you know that you can just create report from your table? Sorry, cannot find what. It actually does work. Just made an error, but here is a report. Run report. My print computer is not set up perfectly here. But doesn't it? Print preview, I think it is, yes. I have answered some changes here, but you see, just remove this. That should work. I'll do it again. I'll find another table. Okay. And that's it. Report, print preview. Cool. I'm amazed how many people have overlooked that option. Just for a very, very quick report. It's very, very nice. Which brings me to another. Sometimes you want to create a label on you want to actually create labels, and you want to have first name, last name on the same line, and if there's a middle name, you have to, trim and all that. Yes, I think I'm. No label. So the data environment. I don't use the data environment very much, I have to tell you. So samples, contacts. Okay. So you sit like this. You have this cust number, first name, middle name. But I have to leave this. But you very soon come to a place where you want to have a function for this. Just open this. You have a middle name, and you have a last name. And then you have part is then you have address line 1, address line 2, address line 3, and you don't want to have empty lines there. So, but did you know that what you can do is you can do everything in one line? Just add one here to have a starting point. Middle name, last name. Sometimes I remember the wrong thing. I have to check that. Just 1, 2. Let's see how that goes. Report, print preview. This. Sorry. I just wonder. I just check. I think I had report label. I think I did it on. Yes, I did. And delete this. No. Preview. Another table. I will not spend much time on this. The thing is, I'll just have to check it in my well, the thing is, you can add your field list. I will do it. I will do it again in the easier way. Modify label. just use contacts. I do like this. I use Thor. It has I don't Thor, but Super Browse, which has a field picker, and I will take these lines here. Like this, and I will create a report, a label I'm in. And I will add the field. I don't create many reports, so bear with me here. But you report control toolbar. And I will glue in this, and I will do some and I will replace that with a semicolon. Semicolon, zip code, semicolon, town, semicolon. That's it. And I will make it a little bit bigger. Now we'll print preview. I typically missed up the. No, I did it wrong correctly. Actually, I just made the wrong answer. Customer, I have to have a semicolon here. The thing is, semicolon means a new line. Comma means merge this field with the next field. And take away if empty spaces, put them together so that there I have it. It's much easier than this. Well, Tamar told me not to use double duck and so on, so I really beg your pardon for that. Okay. Any question by us so far? Yes?
That trick is just on labels or reports and labels both.
Just labels or report?
No, it's only for label, unfortunately. I tried with reports. It could be that I missed something, but I think it's only for labels. That is also where you need it most.
Yes.
So just checking the time here.
You've got 20 minutes or so.
Left? Yes. Lift all your settings. Sometimes you want to make a program which you can run, which set up the environment exactly like it is today, except for the things you have to set in the registry. Do you know that if you go to Tools, Options, you have to open the debugger. You have to have the debugger open. Due to this problem, I will not show. The thing is, if you have, and you go to Tools, Options, and set as default, that in the debug out window, it will list all your current settings, which you can copy paste into a PRG and have it my default .prg or whatever. As I said, except for the settings, this has to go in the registry. But of course, you can go to registry, right click, and make a reg file out of it also, so you can have it. But well, unfortunately, I'm able to show you it because the debugger is so mixed up with the resolution I have here. Quick one. You missed the puzzle? It's still working. Shuffle. And you can even control end. You can impress your colleagues. Just for fun, actually, but okay. You need to have some fun also. There's a lot of more tricks in my documents. Like in this one, you need to. Sometimes you need the filer. Sometimes it's really cool. You can use it to find files and so on. This comes with Visual Fox Pro, and this is how you start it. If you run with use SQL Server, you get an error. This program is not very fancy, but it's really efficient. It will show you the last errors. Uses text merge, as you see here. Just open up a message box with your last SQL error. I don't have SQL Server installed on my computer, so I cannot show it to you. Superstore, this is actually nice. I run this code here just to show you. Sorry, I have to run it all. Now I have an object here. This program brings up an object called SS in this case. The thing is, I can add properties to this object just by typing the name. You see there's no XX here now, but I can have XX equal 10. Sorry, it's one of the quirk with Tennyson's X. So now I can try to find SS XX. See? SS ABC equal ABC. Sorry, but it's this is a whole program. Just implemented it into whatever all kind of program. All it does, it has this function, this underscore access. That's the whole trick. It checks if this property exists, and it doesn't, it automatically adds it. Really handy, especially if you have many values or properties you want to add. Compile error. You haven't had any compile error, of course. You have, and if you run into this, the problem with this Fox Pro, it doesn't tell you where it is, so more or less stuck. The trick is to open your debugger, because in the debug out window, you will see which file causes the error. It will not show you the line, but it will show you which file. So not so. I don't know if this is something you need to open the cash drawer, but my son's company, they sell program for shops, and they have a cash drawer, and they need to programmatically open it. And the trick is just to send an character 7 to this. That's all, and open it. And this is just a way to do it. I guess you can even. I created a file with a character 7 in it. I'm pretty sure you can also question mark character 7. I haven't tried. I haven't have an option to try it, but you can do just a similar way. If you have an old dot matrix printer, sometimes when you start a new report, it will feed an extra paper which you have to throw away, and you don't know how it is. The thing is, in the keyboard printer buffer, there can be something which you have to delete. You have to eat it, as we say. And this code here will just set printer to a file, whatever for random file. Then it ejects, and then set printer back again to where it was. Then you will have that from the printer buffer will be empty. I don't know how often you need it, but if you want to have the creation date of a file or the last modified, of a file, you want to have the file date. There's no function for that. With either you can have either, and you can combine it, but this function does a combination for you, so it will return yes. I'll just it is well, it's not. Did I remember did I give it the wrong file name? Here it is. File date time. Here it is. Returns it as a file date time value. There's some functions I added in the download or in the sample file you can download. Some which read the data from image file. This is actually really handy. I will just have to find it. Get image data. It will return an object, which I will just have OX equal. Put the same. And now you have OX I will have this. The debugger. I hate to do that, but oh, OX dot. Why didn't I get that? Okay. It will put all the important data of the file. I don't know if I can blow up here. You see like a brand, the date time, the date, the file size, the focal length, the height, the resolution, image model, the camera model, orientation, and all that. This program, which comes in the samples, will read it all. You can also specify one specific parameter and which immediately return that, but I will not do that right now. Well, I can tie brand. I think it is that way. Okay, it does. It does. Just checking the documentation here. I will not spend much more time. I think we are running out of time, more or less. I guess you all know about sleep. You don't use weight. Yeah. Here's a program which comes with your samples, which will return the value, return the file type of an image if you have it in memory. So if you don't know the name of the file, you have downloaded from the internet or something, but this will show the file type by checking the data inside the, or you can pass it. There's several ways to do this, but it actually does check the first few bytes of the data, and it returns the file type. You know that Visual Foxbro comes with a hex editor? It's actually kind of cool. Sorry. I have to pass the parameter. I'll just, I think I blew it up for some reason. It does work. It does work, I promise you. But it's actually kind of cool. You know what? Most of the things I have not covered now is in the white paper, and it's a lot of sample files which are the very last thing I'm like this. Now, there's one thing I forgot. Very important one, actually. I guess you all use help. But how many of you use the favorite? The things you always search for, but you always forget how to get to them. Why not put them in a favorite? Like you have I will just, let's say you want to have this in the favorites. You just go to have it open, go to favorite, right click, add. It's a really time saver because you never, like the system capacities, you never forget, you never remember where it is. Here it is. Why search for it? What I wanted to show you was the very last thing is my this is in English, but you have seen this online. I put the help file online, and it's very good if you want to copy their URL and send it to someone or store it. It's used a lot on some of the net forums. You know what? I will say that is enough. I think that's very good. Now, last 3 minutes so far, I will sit here and ask questions, answer questions. I mean, if you have any. Did I bother you, or you're just hungry?
Do you use any source control with Visual Fox Pro?
Source control?
Yeah.
I have done it for a few times, but only when I need to do it. Personally, I actually have I do it the simple way. I have a PRG called backup BU. Just make a copy of all my all the last unmodified files into a structure called backup underscore and then the project number and then version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. I think it's up to 250 now.
Question, say you had a project with 10 entries and it might have been 2 subfolders. Would you have something that would mirror that all when it does the backup? You copy all 10 to a subfolder that mimics the root development folder structure. Is that what your backup does, or is it a single file to backup?
Can you understand?
Does it, when you do the backup, does it just copy the individual files, or does it mirror the whole folder structure?
It's actually just it's not no rocket science. It just have a list of all the folders I want to copy. Nothing more than that. If the folder exists, it runs this back procedure which just copied it, and if not, it takes this other file which it does copy.
Question, do you ever have one that would go inside a project and query it as a table and look for incremental backups? You ever done that kind of a little PRG backup?
Can you?
Does it have anything that looks inside of a project and then looks for
No, it does not go into project, but it does copy the project itself.
I gotta show you my tool.
What?
I've been backing up that way for 20 years. I gotta show you my little tool.
after the session, he will show you his tool that he thinks.
Okay,
will work
yes.
well.
It might be something you like. It might
Yeah.
be. Might.
The thing is, I have actually tried to learn to use GitHub and Doug's tool, but I haven't really got any need for it, so I have forgotten it. My system works, and it's only for me. So, but if I work together with other companies, the thing is, sometimes they said you have to follow our rules, so it's not up to me. So I just have to adapt to what they require for me. Okay, I think that's. I'll just go to this again. Okay, summary. What you have learned. Hopefully many things. Useful tips, useful traps. Fox rocks, and so do you. Okay, thank you a lot. Remember to fill in your evals. Unfortunately, I cannot say see you next year, but maybe online. Any questions on?
Do a correction to something in your white paper, the keyboard short view. Is that? If you look in the chat, just the chat for the.
Okay, I think that is my right.
Comments?
Slobodans?
Yes.
Okay.
Those of us who were raised on WordStar, no problem with shortcuts.
Yeah, that's correct. My white papers is this is one of the last editions. You know, for the session, one of the rules is never make last-minute changes, and of course that is what I did. And this morning, I started my computer, installing the worst window version. But Slobodan, I will correct the documentation. It's for one of the to switch virtual